Welcome to the Irresistible You podcast. This is the place to get a dose of empowerment to create the life you crave and deserve. My name is Amy, and I am the founder of Irresistible University. Through my podcast and courses, I teach women just like you how to ditch the body image issues, gain confidence, and lose the emotional weight to look and feel irresistible at any size. If you like the podcast, you're going to love the Irresistible You online course and VIP private podcast. If you would like to learn more, head on over to irresistibleicing.com/course. That link is also in the show notes. Happy New Year. Happy 2026. I am so happy to be back with you recording a podcast. I feel so good to be in the studio, and we're just going to get started. I have not put out an episode since early December, and life just be lifing. December is a very busy month. We had a lot of things going on with client work, Christmas break, the kids being home, and the mental load of all of that. And I am not saying any of this to apologize or say, oh my God, this is why I haven't been podcasting. No, this is just, let's just do a check-in. Let's just do an update, because podcasting is always in the back of my mind. It's something that I love to do. It's something that I want to do. And then my days just keep getting ahead of me. And I will find myself saying, well, I don't have anything to talk about. I don't have anything to talk about. And me not having anything to talk about is pretty rare. So I figured, I don't have a dedicated topic today, but the best way to get back into something, the best way to make something a habit is to just do it and keep doing it. So Christmas was awesome. It was, I love holidays. I love that time of year. And I took some time off of work and I wanted to just slow down. I really, truly believe that we should be slowing down in December. And I have this belief that I'm always saying in the United States, after December 15th, I really wish that everything would just slow the hell down in the business world. I get that there are certain jobs that, hospital workers, there's just certain things like obviously we can't stop working. But like for the type of work that I do, no one cares about training. No one needs that stuff on or after December the 15th. And it's funny because with some of my client work, I work with people that are in Brazil, I work with some people that are in the Philippines, and the culture of time off compared to the culture of time off in the United States is stunning. Like, they have so many federal holidays, way more, I would say double or triple what we have here. And a good chunk of those teams on December 15th are like, hey, I'm going to be out until the 5th of January. Have a great holiday. And there's this embracing of time off. There's an embracing of slowing down. And there's also a non-apologetic style where you see people in the US and we're like, okay, I'm going to be off. I'm going to be off, and here's what I still have pending, and here's what it, and you basically break your back trying to get all the work done so you can go on vacation for a couple days. It is such utter bullshit. So anyway, I did take some time off, especially, having the kids home from school. I want to be able to hang out with them and hang out with Frank and do all the little holiday things. And we did. And prior to our Christmas break, while the kids were still on their last week of school, we took 2 days and we went up to the Washington, D.C., Baltimore area, and we stayed at the Gaylord National. If you have one in your area that's relatively close, I highly recommend it. This is now my second time going. They have just everything Christmas. The whole entire resort is doused in Christmas. They have Cirque du Soleil shows. They have this exhibit where it's all of these unbelievable ice sculptures from different Christmas movies. So every year, each location takes a different movie. And this year, for our location in National Harbor, it was the Polar Express. So awesome to see that, and that is just, like, such a good kickoff to Christmas. I love going up there, and then we're like, "Hey, we've got the whole day off tomorrow." I love days that are not planned when you're not working, right? And we're like, "We should go to the Baltimore Aquarium, the National Aquarium." I've always heard good things about it. I'm like, "Well, it's like 45 minutes north, so that's gonna add on, like, another hour coming home." And we're like, "Who cares? Like, let's just do it." And then I have always heard of the Baltimore Christmas market, and it's literally a 5-minute walk around the harbor where the aquarium is. So we ended up going to the aquarium. We went to the Christmas market. It's like a miniature German Christmas market, and it was everything. It was awesome. I have reels over my Instagram if you want to see that. And then the kids, oh my gosh, let me tell you a funny story. So, we're traveling, we're in Baltimore. I'm a crab lover. Baltimore is like crab city. I'm like, if you're going to go have crab anywhere, this is the place to go have it. Well, I forget when it was a little while ago. The kids came running in my office and like, "Mom, have you heard of this place?" And I'm like, "What place?" They're like, "The Cheesecake Factory." And I just start laughing and I'm like, "Mhm. Yeah." I'm thinking, "Yeah, your dad and I order cheesecake sometimes at night when you guys go to bed from there." And they saw a short about it. And they're like, "Oh my god, we have to go there, blah blah blah." So here we are in Baltimore. We're walking past, we're going from the aquarium, walking over to the Christmas market, and lo and behold, there is a cheesecake factory. So, of all the amazing local spots that we could have hit up, we're going to the basic ass cheesecake factory. They had the time of their life at this place, okay? So we went there after the market and then we're able to like hit the road and drive home from that point on. But yeah, you guys. Oh, and I have to tell you, I know I shared it on my stories, but a lot of you don't follow me or keep up with my stories, nor do I expect you to. But on the way up there, we were like 30 minutes from our house and we had almost a near death accident. It was horrifically scary. This truck, it was another Explorer, and we were in my Explorer, came flying across multiple lanes of the highway, was literally coming it was gonna bear right, and it was like, I thought the car was gonna flip over. It was coming right to the side of us, and I thought, "Oh my god, this is it, this is it, this is it, brace for impact." And I'm, like, bracing, holding on. Next thing I know, everything was just calm. So I'm like, "Am I dead? What happened?" Somehow, by the grace of God, nobody was next to us, and Frank, who has unbelievable reflexes and is a really good driver, somehow was able by, and I'm talking probably by millimeters, avoid this car. And we were all shook. The kids are crying. I like immediately as soon as I realized, "Oh my god, the kids, the kids, the kids." I'm like holding them in the back seat. I'm like, "We've got to get off this next exit and just we've got to get out of the car. Everybody needs to walk it off, calm down a little bit, and then we'll get back on the road." That was terrifying, and it was like, okay, we weren't speeding or anything like that, but it was just a reminder, like, the rest of the way up here, like, let's just we will get there when we get there. So, yeah, just that was terrifying. So anyway, Christmas break was good. I love Christmas. I'm feeling the post Christmas blues right about now. So in our family, we do celebrate Three Kings Day, which is, a really fun holiday, but it's not the same as Christmas and New Year's because everybody's already back to work, so it feels a little bit rushed. But that's on January 6th. So we keep our tree up until then. And so then the following weekend that just passed, we took everything down. And now my house, is completely empty looking. You know how it is. You take everything down and it's like that Fresh Prince episode when they're moving out on the last episode. Everything looks so empty and bare. And it's just like that post Christmas depression, right? I feel like it takes me a long time to ramp up and get into something. So okay. So, like, before Christmas, or like, when they start putting Christmas stuff out, and every year it seems like they're doing it earlier and earlier. And, August, September, you're starting to see little crap being shoved here and there. And when I see that stuff, it infuriates me, it annoys me. I'm like, can we just be in the moment, people? And I just want to be in the moment of summer. And then, school starts and then we're getting all the Halloween shit. And I'm like, can we just be in Halloween for a moment? And when I'm shopping for Halloween and I'm trying to feel, fall vibes, I don't want to smell Christmas tree stuff. I don't want to smell holly jolly bullshit. And it just pisses me off. And then all of a sudden, we get to mid November and I'm like, should we decorate before Thanksgiving? I don't know. We started doing that a few years ago so we can have it decorated for Thanksgiving. And it's just kind of become the norm. So every year, like that week before Thanksgiving, I start decorating, right? And this isn't planned, but what ends up happening is it's that weekend we're decorating and we realize with all my little snow globes and all my little light up water globes and crap and all the things, all the Christmas like just Christmas glitter, you guys. All the Christmas glitz and glam. And I'm like, "Oh my god, we don't have enough batteries. Okay, I got to run to the store and get some batteries." Or there's always something, right? Like this past year I said, "It is time. The garland is a disaster. Like let's go buy some new Christmas garland." So I will run to the store. It's usually like late afternoon into the evening. Sometimes I go by myself. Sometimes I'll bring one of the kids with me. And we just peruse the aisles of Christmas. Because now I'm in it to win it. I am like, throw up all the Christmas stuff, put all the glitter on here, put all the glam, put it all in my cart. And I'll always end up buying a little trinket here and there for Christmas. And it's so wild because I firmly believe that you build your Christmas collection over a lifetime. This whole new bullshit influencer thing of like, I'm going to change my theme, that is so not me. That feels so performative, honestly. I am about, like, people say to me, "Oh my God, you've had that purple tree." Yes, bitch. I have had my purple tree since when I first started living on my own. When I first moved out in 2006, Frank and I had our first Christmas tree. It was pathetic. It was scraggly. It was little. And it had like one little tiny box of ornaments, and they were purple. And as time went on, the tree got bigger. The bins have like yesterday, Frank's putting everything back in the attic. And he's like, I'm pretty sure there was 9 bins when I took these out in November. And I'm putting away 11. I'm like, and yeah. So, the collection is meant to grow. The collection is meant to be a collection. And so every year I'll buy a little something, something here and there that I have to really love it. And I have my purple collection that goes in like the den living room area where the dining slash whatever you call that room that's like a dining room and a living room. It goes over there because that's where Santa comes, because we have carpet over there and it's more comfortable to sit on the floor. So that's where, even though our chimney is in the other room. I know, crazy stuff. So I have my purple room. That room is also where I have a lot of nostalgic nutcrackers. My grandma was a nutcracker nut fanatic, and I took her old nutcrackers when she passed away. And so I have a collection of those old nutcrackers over there. Catalina has her little unicorn pink tree over there in one of the corners. And, my other room is like the winter wonderland, silver and white. So anyway, I always pick up a little something. And when I look at my collection, I'm trying to think what I was talking about. Yeah. So when I look at my collection, I could tell you where everything, probably 95% of it, I can tell you where it came from, where I was when I bought it, what I was feeling. Like, I just have so much nostalgia in my Christmas decor, and I love it so much. But it takes me time to warm up to it. It takes me a while, right? So once I'm in it, I am in it. And it's like, let's hyper fixate on Christmas. We are going to hyper fixate on all the things. And then I get irritated when I see people taking, if you're one of these people, like, why? Why are you doing this on Christmas night? They are taking it down. And I'm like, no, we are in the 12 days of Christmas. Like, I thoroughly enjoy the day after Christmas, probably a little bit more than like I love Christmas morning. I love the excitement with my kids because Javi is still a believer. He's 5. Catalina, I think, is hanging on for dear life because she knows she has a little brother and she doesn't want to quite say it to us. But like, come on, she's about to be 10 this year. She knows, but she still gets excited and she's still running down. That's like the most amazing thing on Christmas Day. The rest of it, the cooking, the hosting, the cleaning, the prepping, the not relaxing, I could do without. It's a lot and it's stressful, and you feel like you've been hit by an 18-wheeler when it's all over with. So I relish in the day after, nobody's coming over. There's no plans to go anywhere. There's no work today. I'm going to wake up when I wake up. The house is going to have presents all over the place. There's going to be leftovers to eat. And we're just going to sit our ass on this couch and we're going to watch cheesy ass Hallmark Christmas movies. And we are just going to enjoy our beautifully decorated, magical Christmas home. And that's what I want to do for the next week. And that's what we did. And I really think we need to embrace that and enjoy and not feel guilty about that. Like, just slow down. Don't do anything. Let's just sit around and do absolutely nothing because we bust our ass. The other, basically the whole year. What do we get? A week off, 2 weeks off if we're lucky, right? For the holidays. And it's like, let's just enjoy it. And then I'm in it to win it. I'm like, this is so great. I love this. And then New Year's Eve comes, and I don't love that holiday. I have to be honest, because it's such a harsh, like, line in the sand. Like, it's over. The year is over, and you didn't do enough, and you aren't enough, and you didn't lose enough, and you didn't earn enough. And it just like, I feel like the new year can really fuck with your mind and make you feel like you've got to have everything like buttoned up and ready to go on the first. And as we know on this podcast, that is not how real life is. That is not what we're supposed to do. But even knowing that and talking about that all the time on here, it still creeps into me where I'm like, I don't like this holiday. I don't want to see like, it just doesn't sit the same way. And we also know that it's now, you know, all the Christmas stuff is pretty much gone for the majority of people in the stores. We've got the organizing, we've got the protein powders, we've got the oats, we've got the healthy bullshit sitting all over the shelves because, that's just retail is just pushing us, pushing us, pushing us into the next season when I'm still sitting here in my season of Christmas. I don't want to end this yet. So anyway, that's where we're at. And then our family, we do celebrate Three Kings Day. And so, that's more like a little bit more low key, but we still do that. And then the Christmas stuff comes down shortly after. So now we are officially, it's all been put away. It's in the attic. We have, the nutcrackers are in their stalls. The crystal reindeers are in their stalls in the attic. So if you did see I have a reel about this too over on Insta and TikTok. I have always wanted these crystal prismatic outdoor decorations. They came out like a year or two ago. I don't even know. And this year, I'm sitting there at my desk and I see the delivery person with this big ass box on the camera. And I'm like, what the hell? There's these 2 6-foot tall nutcrackers that show up. And I said, Frank, no, you didn't. Did you really do that for me? He's like, yeah, I did. I'm like, oh my God. But prior to this, like a week before this, he surprises me with the reindeer family. It's the dad, the mom, and the little baby reindeer. So the dad's got the buck has the huge reindeer horns, and so, he puts them together. They look like big, giant ass freaking prismatic crystals sitting in the yard, and I love it. But, he puts them together, and we're like, all right, so how are we getting this in the attic? So, our attic has like a Harry Potter door, and we're like, well, how are we going to get, in the 4-foot tall Harry Potter door? So, he was actually able to get them in the attic, but we have this section where it literally looks like horse stalls. So they are lined up, ready to go. And the Nutcracker men, they fit perfectly. So the Nutcracker men are just standing at attention, full blown until November. I'll see them in a few months. We'll take them back out. Now, the buck, we did have to take the horns off the antlers, in order to get into the attic. But nonetheless, they are in their stalls. Everything is put away. Christmas is over. We are in Valentine's season. The kids and Frank contributes. He pulls it out of the attic. We decorated yesterday. So we've got, the Valentine's shit up. But it just doesn't hit the same, does it? It's just not the same. It doesn't have that same, like, cozy vibe. And so my decorating style throughout the year is probably pretty minimal. I wouldn't say like I'm a minimalist, but I'm pretty minimal and I don't like a lot of stuff. When it comes to Christmas, I am a Christmas maximalist through and through, through and through. So anyway, here we are. It's the new year. We're halfway through January already. And WTF, like, how is it already the middle of January? I don't know. I don't know. But, I am not into setting goals just because it's a new year. I am not into performative goal setting, this pressure to, like, new year, new me. No, bitch. New year, same me. Probably the same goals from last year. We're just going to do a ... continuation of those goals. So that's kind of where I'm at. I think of January as more of a thaw. Okay, we're thawing out more than this harsh, hard restart. I am thawing out from the holidays. I am thawing out from the year prior. I am processing everything that's happened the year prior. And that's just where we're at. And, work has been very full and very demanding this past, I think, since August. And it's ironic because in August is when I took on a new ID contract. And so my workload doubled, which I'm so grateful for. I am so thankful for, because the first half of 2025 was looking a little scary. The second half was just abundant and full, but that comes with a lot of stress. That comes with a lot of demand. It has come with a sacrifice and a cost to my podcast, having to take a back seat at times. And I constantly feel like I'm trying to play catch up between my client work, between the housework, being there with the kids and taking that, taking them places and making them, I mean, they're the priority. They're the priority in our life. And, I don't share a lot on the podcast about my extended family or, because that's not my business. That is not my thing to share. I share things going on in my life, but I will just share this and keep it very brief, because it does affect the way I'm showing up and the way I'm feeling a lot. Frank and I are helping my parents to sell their home. And I'm going to get choked up. It's my childhood home, and I underestimated how emotional, stressful, and traumatic this experience would be. We've been spending a lot of weekends helping to get things out of there and helping to move things and working with the agent and all of that. So I'm not going to get into details because that's not my business to share. But I just wanted to let you know that, because it is something that's taking up a lot of space and energy and emotion in my life. And it's hard. It was also hard this Christmas. This was the first Christmas without Chewy. And every Christmas Eve, we have always taken pictures in front of the tree, like a family photo with our pajamas or whatever. And we finished up the Christmas cookies. We were wrapping up for the night. And we're like, all right, let's go over there and do our picture. And Frank literally almost said, let me go get Chewy. Like I could hear, he stopped in his tracks. He goes, I almost said it. Because even, it was in April of last year, it still just hits you sometimes, right? So there's those firsts with that, and that's really hard. And anyway, so I've just fully at capacity emotionally right now, just handling a lot of adult things that I don't really want to be doing. It's just hard sometimes. It's just hard. So I lean into those easy days. I lean into those little trips that we took for Christmas. I lean into looking forward to certain vacations and getaways and things like that, because you have to have things to look forward to. I cannot stress that to you enough. You have to have things to look forward to, because if you don't, life is going to eat you alive. It will. It will. And then next thing you know, you look up and it's December 31st and you're like, what did we do this year? What did I do this year? I just survived. And maybe you're in a survival year and I've been there, and that's okay too. But you can't do that every single year. You just can't. So, one of the things I would say, you know, I know I said I don't love goal setting just because it's a new year, but one of the things I do want to work on this year, and I don't have a plan yet. I don't have, I don't have this buttoned up. So I'm just kind of blabbering, thinking out loud. Obviously, I still want to keep losing weight. My weight has stalled for quite a while. And I don't want to just lose weight. I want to tone. I want to change the composition of my body. I'm 44. Things are starting to not look the same. And I don't like that. So I want to really start working out. And we have talked about we have a full gym in our garage, and the kids like going out there and they keep asking us to work out. They want to work out with us. And I'm like, you know what? Let's be the overachiever family that I used to make fun of, that's like running with the stroller and the like, let's do that. Let's be those people. So one of the things we want to start doing is just working out. Obviously I want to lose weight, but I don't want to lose weight for the sake of losing weight, because losing weight doesn't lose the flab. Losing weight doesn't lose the shape of my body the way I want it to be, the way I know it can be. So it's not just losing weight or I have to lose this number. I want to fully like embrace, getting into a more active lifestyle again. I don't want to say again, because I don't know that I was ever fully into that, but I haven't been that person in a while. So it's time. And wrapped up in all of this, I guess the outer layer of all of this is my intention is to have a glow up this year. Not just weight, but how I feel, how I move through life, my energy, my presence, and also, yes, what I look like. I am always feeling like I'm trying to catch up, trying to get ahead, and living in athleisure, which I do love some athleisure. But I want to have a new look, a new uniform, so to speak, a new style. My hair, like, I hate having my hair down. It's why I always have my hair up. But over the years, I think it's a combination of age. I know it's from the tirzepatide as well. And wearing it up all the time, my hair has thinned so much that it is so embarrassing. It is so atrocious. Excuse me. I don't even know what to do with it. I don't even know what to do with it anymore, because it just is just ugh. So I want to have a glow up. I want to focus on me. I want to find different clothes. I want to dress differently. I want to move differently. And I want to not feel the hustle. I know every year we have like words and stuff like that. And one of my words has been peace. And I want to have peace as well, because peace doesn't mean things aren't crazy and hectic and stressful, but I want to feel peaceful as I move through these situations. So something that's actually been helping me lately, especially with some of the personal stuff, is I say to myself, but what if everything worked out? But what if everything turned out to be better? And when I say that, I can feel the pressure come off of me. I really can. So I don't know what this glow up looks like. I don't have the plan. Maybe that's something I'll start working on and share here on the podcast. But it's like, I want to look more sexy, but I don't want to look like a hoe. I want to look more cute, but I don't want to look too done. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to show up and feel more feminine and more sexy, but I don't want to have the titties all popping out all the time. It's titty pop out is appropriate at certain places, right? When you're going out to the club, or you're going out to a bar, or you're going out with friends or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like, where do I go, you guys? I go to school pickup. I don't want to be cleavage mom at school pickup. And with my chest, like, I have to be very careful about that, because I can wear certain t-shirts with a certain neckline and we got cleavage mom. But I also don't want to be frumpy dumpy mom. I don't want to be the prude mom. I don't want to look like a piece of shit. So it's like there's this fine balance of like, I just wanna I don't know what my style is anymore. I feel like I've lost it. I feel like I've gotta really get back to, like, the get your glam on principle because I don't even know what my style is anymore. I really don't. And I think I shared this a little bit with the cruise. It really came out where I'm like, I don't even have clothes for the cruise. I had to buy a bunch of new things. And it was fun to dress up again. It was fun to wear high heels. It was fun to go out to shows and dinner and club and all those things. So I don't know. I don't know what that looks like. So I think I've got to go back to the get your glam on principle and dive into that about how I wanna look and feel and show up. You know what I'm saying? So and then it's like, I love to be over the top, but I can't be over the top every day when I'm working from home. Or can I? Can I be over yeah, I think and for some people, they think some of my things are over the top. My nails are over the top. My earrings are over the top, whatever. Like that and those things are inherently me. Like, I'm always gonna have big hoops on. I'm always gonna have long nails with crystals and glitter and glam and shit all over them. That's not gonna change. But I think just, my clothing, my hair, even my makeup I'm kinda tired of. I kinda wanna, like I don't know. I don't know what that looks like. So I need to think about that. I need to go back to the get your glam on principle and look through the workbook as well and like really figure out what is my unique style? What is my signature style? What is that? What is the next up? It's and you know what it is? I don't think I'm like fully changing it. I think I'm elevating what that style is, right? And it's like also in your mid 40s, like you still want to dress cute, you still want to dress stylish, but you don't want to like look like you're trying to be young and like you're trying too hard, but you also don't want to dress like the Golden Girls. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you look back at the 80s and 90s movies, and that is why we as millennials thought that 40-year-olds are supposed to be old and frumpy because these people were younger than we are now. If you're in your mid 40s, a lot of these parents on these movies and shows, and they look old. What do you mean the Golden Girls were in their 50s? Are you kidding me? They are not. Like, that is crazy to me. But it's the hair, it's the grandma clothes, and we have decided, I think, as a generation, we're not doing that anymore. So anyway, I'm going to keep you along that journey, whatever that looks like. I'm going to give it some thought between this episode and next week and really figure out, not just my weight loss stuff, but my glow up, my glow up. And I know from my weight loss, what I have to focus on right now is protein. Protein, protein, protein. I know that that is the key. That is what they keep telling me, the doctors. I need to get in that protein every day. I need to start working out, and that's going to really help kick things into gear for me. But I just have to share with you because I'm on the medication, and the medication that tirzepatide is what I take. It is a game changer. It is an absolute freaking game changer because I came off of it for a week because I wanted to kind of see something. I'm trying to see something, and I could tell the difference. The food noise was insane. Just the constant thinking. What am I going to have for dinner? Ooh, I wonder if I could eat that one thing. Oh, I wonder if we could plan to do this. And then after you eat, you're thinking about, well, how many points was that? How many calories was that? Like all those stupid thoughts. And it's like even when I'm not trying to, it's like I have this running calculator in my brain. And when I'm on this medication, that has turned off for the most part. And I just feel like a normal person. And I think maybe that's part of it too, why I've kind of stalled out is I just don't care about food in that way. Like I eat to survive. And of course there's certain foods that I do enjoy and I'm eating them, but it's not this obsessive thing. So I need to create myself a meal plan, a game plan, a glow up plan, and I'll share those things with you. I'm hoping cuz like I said, January is the month that we thaw out, and I think February is when we can really start to say, okay, like let's enforce these things that we want for ourselves. Let's get it. Let's get it for 2026, right? It's time. It is time. So that's what I'm here. I know I didn't have like a full agenda today. It was just kind of word vomit, I guess. This year is not about becoming someone new and, no, it's about elevating. I think the glow up is about elevating, coming home to myself, really leaning into the things that make me feel like me. And that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. So I hope you'll stick with me this year. I hope you'll hang around. Make sure that you are following me over on Instagram at Irresistible Icing so we can stay in touch between episodes. Also, if you are not on my email list, make sure you get on there because we just don't know, what social media is going to do. Platforms can disappear and I don't want to lose you. So make sure that you're on my email list so that no matter what happens, we will be in touch. And that link is down there in the show notes as well. I hope you are having an irresistible, amazing, healthy, wealthy, happy new year 2026. I will catch you in the next episode. Until then, stay irresistible. Bye, guys.